Hi, Assalamualaikum. Good day to all students. So today we are going to learn the basic and fundamental about SolidWorks. Yeah. So what we are going to discuss in this video is about all the fundamentals that we need to know about SolidWorks. So in SolidWorks, it is a 3D solid modeling package which allows a user to develop a full solid model in a simulated environment for both design and analysis. So in SolidWorks, we sketch the ideas and experiment with a different design to create a 3D model. Yeah, SolidWorks is a computer-aided design or CAD software that's owned by Dassault System. It uses the principle of parametric design and generates three kinds of interconnected. We have three kinds of interconnected file. We have a part, we have assembly, and we have the drawing. And as a result, any modification to one of these three files will be reflected in the other two. Designing and modeling a package such as SolidWorks, it is very beneficial because it saves time, effort and money that would otherwise be spent prototyping the design. Yeah. So when I say prototype, I think all of you ever heard about this term. We have a term that we call as a prototype. Prototype is and we can say that is an early release to test a concept or process, or it is a model of a product created to test the concept or a process. Typically, prototype is used to evaluate a new design to improve the accuracy of analysts and system user. It is the step between the formalization and evaluation of an idea. And also we have a term that we call as a parametric modeling. Yeah, parametric modeling use a parameter to define and manipulate a 3D object in a computer aided design. So this takes advantage of the easy to learn Windows graphic user interface in which designer can use the simple drag and drop copy paste functionality the same that we can find in Windows. So many of the icons such as a print, open, cut and save are also part of the SolidWorks application which is familiar with Windows function. When we design a model using SolidWorks, we can visualize it in a three dimension, the way the model exists once it is manufactured. So what does SolidWorks software enables us to do? We can do a lot of things using a SolidWorks application. We can use it to design a very precise 3D object. We can also use it to develop a product, double check our files design, maintain a library of our 3D file, create 2D drawings, create images and animation of our 3D object, and also we can use SolidWorks software to estimate the manufacturing cost of our 3D object. SolidWorks it is structured in three basic types. We have a part mode. In part mode is the basic building block in this software. For example, we must have to create a part before we can create assembly. Yeah. Assembly mode contains parts of other assemblies that we call as a sub-assembly. So part consists of a primitive geometry and features such as extrude, we have revolutions, we have loft and sweeps. Parts will be the building blocks for all the models that we create. So the most important thing that we need to understand is that the first and the most basic element of a SolidWorks model is a part. Yeah. And here we have three planes in SolidWorks. We have a front plane, we have a right plane, and also we have a top plane. We need to select a sketching plane to create a sketch for the base feature. And we have these three default planes that we call as a front plane, right plane, and top plane. And after completion of drawing sketches, we can give a proper dimension and apply the required relation in the same sketching environment. And also we can analyze the part that we created for various stresses applied to it in the real physical condition by using a tool that we call as a simulation express. Yeah, it helps us to reduce the cost and time in testing our design in real physical testing condition. And the second component that we have is the assembly. Assembly are the collection of parts which are assembled in a particular fashion using mates or constraint. Any model will usually consist of one or many assembly. In assembly mode, individual parts are assembled using mate tool relation into a complete model. In assembly mode, models can be animated using a motion study tab and evaluated using command manager tab, offering tools for collision detection, interference checking, and physical simulation of assembly motion. And finally, the third and the final component in SolidWorks is drawing. A drawing is the typical way to represent a 3D model such that any engineer or manufacturer can recreate our part. The drawing mode is used for the detailing of any created part or assembly. All the detailing or documentation is done in a 2D format in this mode. The documentation consists of different drawing view and the detail in drawing view. We can detail the view by simply dragging and dropping parts of the assembly that we created in part mode or assembly mode. So the drawing mode will provide all the tools required to generate and modify the drawing view, and also here we can add dimension and annotation to them.